Alright, now we should be back in business. Sorry about that. I didn't realize didn't notice the mic was not working. Alright, once again, welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday. Market just opened. And no, well, possibly got in sync with that short trade and it takes a full loss on the YM. But yeah, so we're somewhere between 2 and 11 seconds in that bar, so it's possible you got into that one. And we have a soybeans. Yeah, soybeans actually triggers short. You get a long, so you mark it out, but we never were able to get back into the long or get into it because it was past, well, let's see, maybe that's at a quarter, so it would be at 3/4. Actually, no, that's already at the stop and reverse entry at a quarter. So that would have been marked out as soon as it hit, and you actually probably took a full stop on that. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Boom Boom. Good morning, Robert. So that's a no trade on soybeans. We'll look for a new one. Short trade on the Micro Russell catapult strategy. And plenty of time to get in that. Anyway, as I was saying on crude, we got in sync with the long, stopped and reversed at 84 for a 17 tick risk, 34 tick loss on 2 positions. And we picked up 18 on target and 16 on the trailer for 34 ticks. We're dead even after 2 trades. Third trade is the long. Target 2 and 3 are our objectives. We get 10 ticks at target 2. Miss target 3 by 1 tick twice. I would definitely have traded for profit, especially the second time it came up. So you pick up 12 or 13 ticks on that one, and so you net 22 or 23 on the morning. If not, you come down and you just get 1 tick on trailing stop for 11 ticks. Pound Aussie over here, 832.40. Plenty of time to get an order in for this. Goes through, let's see, target 4 is 441. We got as high as 442.7. So we got all 4 targets. This morning, 17, 27, 37, and 47 pips. So let's see, 44, 74, 81, 128 pips this morning on the targets, and we got 419 on the trailer from 394, so we pick up 25, another 25 pips on the trailer. For 153 pips this morning on the long trade on the pound Aussie. So one and done there. Full stop out on the micro Russell, and now we have a long trade. On the micro Russell, and let's find the micro NQ. That is a long setup right at our start time, 4 minutes after market open. Money management and target 2, so a winning trade right out of the gate. "30-second bar right here, very good chance that that's your entry." Trailing at 333 3/4. Looking for next target at target 3 at 355.5. All right, we did hit money management on that soybeans trade, so that's definitely a no trade. Looking for our second trade of the morning. We went 1475, and I would say we probably took a full loss on that based on the timing. 17 tick risk times 4 positions puts us down 68. YM picking up a long trade that I didn't notice, 491. Trade off of the 200 SM, or off of 20 SMA. That one's good for 27 ticks to target, and it's still trailing. Stop currently at 524. And the micro NQ stops out at 333 3/4. Russell, micro Russell, looking like it could take its second loss this morning. And the micro NQ picking up a short now. I didn't see how quickly that... Alright, I'm going to have to see what that one did. See if that was too fast to trade or not. Otherwise, it's a full... If it wasn't, it's a full loss. So we put a... line there for our stop, and a line to tell us where the setup was, and then I make it a 4-second chart. Just makes it easy to see the timing. So there was our setup, there was our entry, and yes, the entry was hit within the first 4 seconds. But there is our 8-second mark right up here. So not tradable before it hits the stop. So we are out of that trade and didn't pick up a loss there. We now have a long trade. On the micro NQ. And the Russell picked up a short that also went to I don't know why that went flat on the bar before, but it's not showing a wick, but it appears not to have hit the stop, but hit the stop on the next bar. So that's the third loss. The micro Russell is done for the day. That's our circuit breaker. And we do take a loss on the long on the micro NQ. Plenty of time to have gotten in that one. Soybeans picking up a short at 18.5. And we just hit money management on that trade. And target 2. Target 2 was our first actionable for 8 ticks times 2, 16 ticks. Looking for target 3 at 15.5. For another 12. Stop at 18.25. YM stopping out at 524 for a one and done session. So we're not participating in that short trade. That has also hit target 1, so that was a 24 tick win. If you're not trading the SMA trades, then that would have been your first trade, and that one is being successful, currently trailing. Okay, we lost 68 on the first trade. We picked up 16, so down 52 at the moment on soybeans. Micro NQ with a short trade. And the YM short stopping out at 521 for 3 ticks. No, two ticks. So not much there. Micro NQ taking heat, but just missing the stop, it looks like. And then stopping out. That was too fast to catch. I would say that's a get in sync at this point. Since I was looking at that, that would have been too fast to get a trade in. and goes too far, so that's a no trade. Mark asking a good question. If you trade daily and have a goal of 2% risk, okay, your 2% risk is on a per trade basis, not necessarily on your daily basis. But you're saying you get a net reward, average reward of 1% over your typical risk. And is that a realistic goal? It depends on the win rate. If your win rate is, in that case, I believe it's going to have to be over, may have to be over, let's see. Yeah, your win rate's going to have to be at least 67% for that to be a break even. If your win rate's over 67%, then yes, it's definitely a realistic goal. And that's why you got to take a look at your win rate and your, because it's hard to tell if you're going to average 1% of your normal risk or not, or if it's going to be more than that. That's where your average winning trade is going to give you more information. All right, stopping out for 2 more ticks on 1 tick break even, 2 positions remaining. So we picked up 18. We're down 50 on soybeans. And unfortunately, that trade that was too fast has gone through targets 2 and 3. And trailing at 365 3/4 without us coming along. So that is unfortunate. But that's the answer. That's really the answer to that question is in your testing. If your win rate is high enough, averaging a 1% reward will definitely get you will definitely grow your account. So it's a matter of average dollars per trade and average risk against your winning percentage. So the Russell is done on 3 quick full losses. Pound Aussie was 1 and done, as was the YM. Soybeans is 2 trades in and down 50. Micro NQ, we had a win and a loss and a no trade, 2 no trades. So that's pretty close to a break-even session so far. And there's 2 trades in the books there, so we can take at least 2 more if they're losses. We can take 3 more wins or 4 trades overall, whichever comes first. So we have soybeans in the micro NQ as our current active charts, and we're looking for also have the 10 a.m. crude mini session coming up in a little under 9 minutes. That's a good question, Mark. New short trade on soybeans. Just 2 ticks above the 200 EMA. I think I would give this probably 3 ticks. Take it down to 13 3/4. Try to make sure it's going to come through. I'd like to give it another tick, but I don't want to give it any more than 3. Especially with the other lines tending to trend upward, as well as a 200 for that matter. Still a 10 tick target, but it looks like we're going to cancel. Testing the 20 SMA at the moment. The trend indicator is the 20 SMA. That red and blue line. And the micro NQ still in the trade that went too fast for us to catch. Alright, waiting for this bar to close, but looks like it definitely is going to close above the balance or above the signal line. This is counterpunch, so that would cancel the short trade. This will be the second close below or close above for a short trade. That would closes above the signal line would cancel the trade. Micro NQ goes through target 4. Under 2 minutes to go before the 10 a.m. crude session, and we've got a get in sync long trade. Or a potential get in sync anyway. And now a long trade on soybeans at 19.25. We did cancel the short. Our first target is 14 ticks on this one. Big trade. Down 50 at the moment. And 10 seconds to go, 5 seconds. And we're in our session. Get in sync. Trade with the long. Micro NQ off to the races, as are the Russell and the YM. So crude trying to push through its 200 moving average. Came through and coming back up again. One tick from triggering the long in. Soybean sets a new session high and pulls back to the entry. And we trigger in the crude trade. So long on crude, long on soybeans. Missing out on that beautiful micro NQ trade. Just speed of the market sometimes won't let us trade it. Crude testing the 50 EMA now. 20 and 200 are both together. Wait and see. Micro NQ still in its long trade. It's too fast to catch. Soybeans back to the entry again. Crude having trouble pushing through that $84 mark. Looks like it got up to 84.06, and that's been as high as it's been able to get. Although you can see the session open up there at 84.21, right at the top of that chart. And crude testing the 50 and pushing down through the 50. That does not bode well for this trade. Well, let's see if it pushes back up. That could actually be a good sign. A failure to get, it's a break lower once it got through the 50. But But for the moment, hanging around the moving averages. Set a new session low right around 9:30 this morning. But has been trending upward since then. Only about 80 cents below the open. And what's that? Another 68 cents to the session high, so decent trading range, not huge. But crude is still, and the micro NQ stops out of the long trade. So we're looking for our next trade. And soybeans. Testing the 20 SMA and the 50 EMA. Initially bouncing off, but coming back down to test them again. So soybeans and crude both testing moving averages. And a full stop out on crude. Risk of 25 ticks. That's a 50 tick loss. That was a sizable trade. Okay, crude pushing down. Soybeans pushing down through the 50 EMA. Is this just a temporary excursion, or is this going to come down and test the 200? You have a filtered stop and reverse there, buried in the moving averages right here. 1318, so that gray triangle there is a stop and reverse, so that would be at 1750. but that's filtered by the hybrid mode because we are in a long trade and the trend indicator is up at the moment. It's blue. So the trend indicator would need to go red before we can take the stop and reverse on a closing basis. Micro NQ with a short trade. See if we get enough of a pullback to make this worthwhile, or if this is our second loss. And soybeans back to the entry again. Soybeans up to the session high that it set a few minutes ago, a few minutes before 10. See if you can push this up any. Long trade on crude. Triggering in. And soybeans hitting a 14 tick target. Bring your stop to 19 1/4. Stop to break even plus 1 tick. Patience rewarded. So now we're down 36. Next target level is target 2 at 24 3/4. That's targets would be 22 ticks. And there's target 2. That's another 22 ticks. We are now down just 14. Target 3 coming up. That'll be 30 ticks if we can get there. 26 3/4. And we've already gotten within 2 ticks of that. Target 1 on crude. That's a 22 tick target. So down 28 now. One tick away from target, a 30 tick target. I want to leave this one enough room to work itself out. Given that that would have gotten us positive, that would have been a good time to trade for profit. Stop currently at 321 even. Micro NQ did take the second loss, and I wasn't watching that. I suspect that's probably a no trade. Let's mark it up and see. I'm just going to put that line on the stop. All right, there's our entry. 4 seconds up there and 4 seconds back down here, and that's a no trade. And now a short again. Soybeans testing the 20 SMA. Pull back from 26.50 down to about 21.50. right, soybeans trying to make another push. We need to get to 26 and 3/4 for a 30 tick target. If we get to 26.50, 26 and a half again, I would mark it out of that. Actually, mark it out of the one additional position. That would leave the trailer in place. Currently, the trailer has 19 and a quarter to 21, so it has 7 ticks in hand. Although with an up close here, it's going to come way up. It's going to come up to 23.50, apparently 23 and a half. If this bar closes above the signal line, we will definitely be POQ on this trade, because the trailer will be enough to get us positive with the 2 positions currently on it. And there it is, 23.50 from 19 and 3/4. So that's 3 3/4 points, 15 ticks. Yeah, so that's 30 ticks on the 2 positions. So that will definitely get us positive. No, I'm sorry, that's not right. $19 and a quarter, so it's 17 ticks. 34 ticks net on the 2 positions. All right, now the trailer is high enough that I don't mind letting that target 4 position ride, pushing for the full 30 ticks. We're down only 14 ticks at the moment. So if we do stop out, we're going to be positive 20. Micro NQ finding support at 50 EMA on the short. Is this going to be loss number 3? Do not know. Oh, I'm sorry, I got off of the No, it's not a red flag. EMAs are broken all the time, but I just was interested in where it was going to find support. Well, you know, case like crude oil, crude now at the trailing stop at 83.93. Right? No, it says 83.94. It's in that last dot there. But you'll see all three of our moving averages are right there together. I was given the trend so far in the last hour, I was expecting to see some support there from the moving averages. And target 3 on soybeans. Stop moves up to 24 1/4. That's a 5.20 tick stop. So we picked up 30. We're up 16, and we still have the trailing position in place. So up 36 at the moment, at minimum. Looks like we may stop out here. Micro NQ with a getting to target 1, so that's money management. Stop comes to 404 3/4. And stop on crude to 83.99. Picked up 22 on target. And so far we have 87 to 99, 12 on the second position. So 2 trades on soybeans, and that gets us to power of quitting. Actually, maybe it was 3 trades. Yeah, that was 3 trades. Because we had the short that was basically a full stop out. The stop and reverse to long was a no trade. Then we got the short here that gave us 18 ticks. And then the long that really hit the big producer there, picking up 14, 22, and 30. 66 ticks on the targets. And we were down 50 coming into that trade. Stop still at 24 1/4. Crude to 84.04, and it looks like we hit the stop. If that will depend on your fills. If you got filled, fine. Micro NQ stopping out for a break even. And we definitely stopped out of crude. So that was 22 at 07, 19 at 04. No, that's not right. 87. Okay, 09, yeah, 09 to 04.5. Yeah, so we're 17 on the trailer, 22 on the target. 39 ticks, we're down 11. Needing another trade. And there's loss number 3 on the Micro NQ. Ends that session. I got a break even and a loss. So that is the third loss. So crude looking for trade number 3 of the 10 a.m. session, and soybeans stops out at the 24 and a quarter for 36 ticks net on the day. 3 trades. Soybeans is $50 a point per contract. So if we're trading one contract, single contract positions, that is 9 points or $450 after a pretty bad losing trade to start with. 68 tick loss to start with, and we end up 2 trades later 36 ticks positive. Okay, that's taking that as a squeeze zone trade. Filtered short trade. On crude, and crude is the only thing we have left. 10 a.m. crude session, and that will end it for the day. Now the question is, will crude push through the moving averages this time? Or will it bounce up again? Right, not much going on right now. Crude starting to push back upward. At the 20 simple moving average. And down again. Now I would probably take that as that trade, well, no, it would have remained as a squeeze zone, looks like. All right, crude still hanging around. And there's a short trade at 83.79. I might push that to 78 because it spiked right to the entry. Make it push through, and there it is. So definitely in the short. Crude trying to push down now. Getting down to there's one of those quarter centuries, 83.75. Often tough to get through. But seeming to go on through there. down 11 going into this trade. Target 1 is 18 ticks. So that would get us positive. Crude still just a bit short of money management. Money management at 63. Getting down to 64. Almost, but not quite. Now that 75 will turn into resistance, so that's actually a good thing at this point. 64 again, there's money management, and target 1, so that's got us positive. This was the last trade anyway, but that will get us to our POQ. And we still have another position on. Stop at 77 now. With our 1 tick adjustment on the entry. Or you can keep the stop at 78. Alright, let's see if we can get anything more than target 1 on crude. Took three trades to get positive on the 9 a.m. session. It's taking 3 trades to get positive, or 2? Yeah. 3 trades to get positive on the 10 a.m. session. But both sessions were positive. Yeah, there's our stop still at 78. next? There's a move down to 77 for the stop. And our next target is at 51. We've gotten as low as 58, so we'll have to do some work to get down there. So we had one and done on the YM, one and done on the pound Aussie. Oh, I didn't ever look at unleaded. That's what it was. Or did I? Yeah. Forgot to go back here and look at this. 9 o'clock start. It was right here. So we definitely did not get into the short. We got into the long. Well, no, we didn't. That's only 4 seconds. So that one's avoided. First trade is this short. That's right. Short trade here. This is a trade off the 200 EMA. So a lot of you won't have that turned on, but so that makes this a stop and reverse at 91.01. Stop and reverse adjustment pushes that up to 91.06, which is where I have the yellow line there. So we did not stop and reverse. We remained short. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I had those in the right place to start with. There we are. So we actually remained short, even though the calculator is tracking the long, or tracking this long. Is it remained short, coming down? Did not hit money management yet, so that's you're trailing manually, hitting money management here, target 1 and target 2, and you actually pick up this trailer, which takes it down to 886 from our entry at 062. So that's 176 ticks on the trailer, 54 or 83 on target. So for target 2, that would have been a $1,000 trade. 2 positions, target 2 and a trailer. All right, we have a stop and reverse at 83.73 with our stop at 76. So I think I would keep my stop at 73. Or I'm sorry, at 76. See if we can squeeze target 2 out of this. Normally a stop and reverse in positive territory, I wouldn't adjust, but you're 2 ticks below the 75 level, so I'm gonna, with the 20 SMA coming down rapidly, I would keep the stop at 76. And so far that has been the proper path, and actually our stop came down to 71. So I would keep, you've got a swing high here at 74. I'm going to wait for one more move to keep it at 76 for one more bar. And now we come down to 68, and okay, keep 71 looks good to me. We're one tick into that bar, so I'm going to put my stop at 7. I would put my stop at 71 there. Use the resistance the chart shows you. Chart showed you resistance at 69. Give it a couple of ticks off of that. Actually, even one tick, and you key level adjust. So 71 is where you definitely want to have the stop, rather than at 68 when you spiked one tick through that, or it's one tick into the bar. That's obviously very near-term resistance, but you've already got the swing high up to 74. And looks like it's finding support at 58 again. All right. Last chart, we're almost an hour and a half in, and it stopped out at 68, but if you followed the plotted, but I'd still keep it at 71. I'll leave that three ticks, and stopped out at 71. I left the 3 ticks on the table. But 71 from 78 gives us another 7 ticks. On top of our 17, we're down 11, 24, so we're up 13 ticks on the session. And that, unless there are other questions, that's about all there is this morning. All of our charts are done. So that ends the session, and I don't see anybody typing questions, so I'm going to call it a morning, and we will see everybody on Tuesday. Not traveling next week, so hopefully it will be back to a normal schedule. and I will have recovered from the trip. See everybody on Tuesday. Have a good weekend, good trading tomorrow and Monday. Yes, it definitely was an interesting morning. Definitely showed the value of patience.